Welcome to the Investing Habits of Affluent Blacks, Lessons for All. I'm Stacey Tisdale. Prudential Financial and I would like to thank you for sharing your time with us. Black households in the United States earning $200,000 or more are among the fastest growing income groups in the country. Blacks are also changing their investment patterns and investing more in the markets. This is due in part to the lessons learned from the financial havoc the housing crisis wreaked on Black homeowners, with nearly 250,000 Blacks losing their homes, according to the Center for Responsible Lending. Staying with the housing market, it's important to consider the historic aspect of the place homeownership holds in Black culture. Owning land is what many of our forefathers experienced as a way to gain wealth. Also, the Black community understands home ownership. Changing attitudes about where to park wealth can be challenging for Blacks due to long-standing conditioning and experiences that equate home ownership with wealth and success. Even when it comes to investments other than their primary home, affluent Blacks have tended to move towards real estate. Those with a median income of $739,000 or more invest 41% of their non-financial assets in real estate, compared to just 22% of whites in the same income bracket. The researchers who conducted this study concluded that this more conservative approach of the top 5% of African Americans to investing is understandable when looking at the constrained social mobility trends of the African American population and the lower levels of overall economic security. Socioeconomic disadvantages like predatory lending practices and other historic events have left some Blacks distrustful of the financial services industry. In addition, many Blacks who fall in the top wealth categories are the first generation of wealth, which may also lead to a cautious approach to investing. Prudential found that Blacks also provide financial support to family members at a higher rate than other groups, which can make the markets feel risky as well. Time does heal all wounds. 70% of Black millennials under the age of 40, earning at least $50,000 a year, invest in stocks. Overall, more and more Blacks are considering the stock market to be the best investment. As for the why, 70% of Blacks cite workplace retirement plans as a contributing reason, twice as many as those saying they invest because they have extra cash on hand. Black non-investors cited retirement plans as the most likely entry point into investing as well. It's also very important to be mindful of the fact that Blacks experience affluence and its financial benefits differently than other groups, particularly Black men. Researchers at Stanford and Harvard University, working with the Census Bureau, conducted a sweeping study that traced the lives of millions of children and found that Black boys raised in America, even in the wealthiest families, earn less in adulthood than white boys with similar backgrounds. Researchers concluded that if this inequality cannot be explained by individual or household traits, much of what matters probably lies outside the home, in surrounding neighborhoods, in the economy, and in a society that views Black boys differently from white boys and even from Black girls, as Black women do not experience this same dynamic. Some of the researchers even went so far as to say that what happens to these affluent Black boys and men is the major cause of the wealth gap. These socioeconomic tragedies make investing even more imperative for the Black community. The financial markets can help us empower ourselves and level our own economic playing fields. In addition, be aware. It can be difficult when we feel like we are on equal economic and social footing to believe that we don't have equal opportunity. Distinguish between expectation and reality. It is very human to have the expectation that we will do better than our parents. This can create unconscious complacency when it comes to doing what it really takes to build wealth for ourselves. Remember, you are more than the world reflects back to you. Simply look at the wealth the Black community has created in the face of tremendous odds. Get support. Mentoring and helping relationships are critical to success in all areas of our lives, finances being no different. Get the help you need from people who care enough to understand your financial DNA. If there's one thing we can all agree on as we reflect on societies all around the globe over the last few years, it's that the world is changing in every way. Political and economic structures are changing. Long-standing racial, religious, and gender stereotypes are being disrupted. This is forcing many of us to take a long, hard look inside and take personal responsibility for patterns that no longer serve our well-being. Money's greatest gift is that it can reflect back to us where we are not using our resources in ways that reflect our highest ideals and values. Believing in yourself means investing in yourself and future generations. As we always remind you, you have everything you need in order to achieve your aspirations. Use your instincts, intuition, intellect, and other traits you were born with to be all that you can be. The financial professionals at Prudential can be the helping hand you need when it comes to creating a diversified and healthy portfolio of investments that is aligned with your goals, priorities, and financial personality. I'm Stacey Tisdale. Prudential and I would like to thank you for sharing your time with us.